should come. With a family. With an explorer. With a friend. With anybody. And with him. Hi.
You get to play at Spooner Park at Arbor.
I like to plant a tree.
Welcome to our 2014 Arbor Day Celebration here at Spooner Park in Little Canada. My name is Jim Moreland. I'm Director of Parks and Recreation for Little Canada. And we've got a few things going on here today. First of all, I'd like to recognize the attendees that are here. I want to thank both Little Canada Elementary School, and we're going to be getting some songs from them entitled Three Note Blues and Ash Grove. And also from St. John's School, we have got the third grade class from there doing a presentation of Green Leaves Grow All Around. And then also, that'll kind of be at the end of our activity here. I'd like to also welcome the first graders from both of the schools. We've got some first grade observers here from both Little Canada and St. John's. And also from our City Council, we've got Mayor Bill Blazner, who will be speaking here in a few minutes and talking to you a little bit. Mr. Blazner is right here. He said he's going to have a very short speech. And we want to welcome Kevin from CTV. He is going to videotape the program today, and it'll be replayed back on Channel 16. And after that, we're going to be entertained by the songs from the two Little Canada classes and the one St. John's class. And after that, we're going to plant a couple of trees. We've got 2 trees over here that we've got the holes dug for already. We've picked up a couple of bur oak from the nursery, and we've got the holes pre-dug. And what we want to do is try to give every one of the 4th and 3rd graders an opportunity to help shovel a little bit of dirt into those holes to help actually plant those trees. And then when you come back here sometime in the summertime, you see they need a little drink of water. There's a well down there. Bring a little bucket with you. There's a hand pump down there. And if things look dry, don't be afraid to take care of your tree. The tree closest or furthest away from me, that is going to be the St. John's tree. The one over this way is going to be the Little Canada School tree. So as you kids grow up and keep nurturing those trees and keeping an eye on them, we're going to have kind of a race to see which one gets taller the quickest. So when you do come visit the park, say hi to your tree and take care of it. And then after we get done planting the trees, we're gonna have our end result here of the whole event. We're gonna be having cookies and lemonade. Not for everybody, even the teachers. Okay, with that, I'd like to welcome Mayor Bill Blazner, who's got a few words for you.
Oh, that's way too much excitement. Settle down. I just want to thank everybody for coming today. Looks like we have a pretty large group. Pretty nice. Thank you very much. How is everybody today? Good. Does it feel good to be outside instead of in school? Yeah. I'll bet you this is a little reward for working so hard and studying so hard, right? Forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, I'd like to say it's good to have everybody here today, and it's good to see everybody out here. It's a nice day for this. It's a little windy, but it's pretty warm, and so I think we're all going to have fun out here today, planting the trees. I'm looking forward to hearing the entertainment from both schools. And I guess I'd just like to say I appreciate it for everybody coming. Welcome for coming, and I hope you have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And next we're going to have Bill Sanders from Lauk Associates talk a little bit about Spooner Park itself here. Bill?
Thank you, Jim, and welcome, boys and girls. This another beautiful day that we have here to come out into the park, and this is Spooner Park. This is Little Canada's Central Park, and it is the first park that was developed in the city many years ago, and it's always been a beautiful spot to come and walk the trails or have a picnic or play on the play equipment. It's always fun to come to Spooner Park. And Spooner Park was named after Carl Spooner. He was one of the early mayors of the city and the first chairman of the Park Commission. Today we're celebrating Arbor Day, and that's all about trees and all of the benefits that trees give us. It's really, all of us know the importance of trees for our own health and of course is for the health of the wildlife and all of the environment that we have. We have a special project this year that the Park Commission has been talking about, and that's a tree planting project. And this area over here that we're going to be planting those first 2 trees today, you can see it's all full of trees over here, but the trees aren't really doing that well. These are trees like box elder and black locust and black cherry and cottonwood. Those are trees that kind of establish themselves right away. When this park was first here, actually not as a park, but before that it was a farm. And this area over here was the old farmstead. And so these trees grew up after the farm was vacated. And they're a little over probably 50 years old now, which seems old, but for a tree that's not very old. And all of the trees that are in here don't live very long. They're mature trees right now, and so we need to think about replacing those. The 2 bur oak trees that we have today for you to plant are important. Bur oak is a very important tree for our country and for this area of the state as well. That's the tree that was kind of on the edge of the forest. It met where the forest met the prairie. And the bur oak is very hardy, very tough tree. It has a very thick, corky bark on it that withstood the prairie fires that swept through the prairie. And so those trees were kind of on the leading edge. They have a very deep root system, and they live for 150, 200 years. So some of the bur oak trees that are around our city are very old trees. What we hope to do with this area is start planting some of those oak trees so that we get, they take a long time to grow, and we'd like to get those started so that they can take the place of some of these older trees that are in here. These trees that are here, for the most part, have a very shallow root system and don't live very long. So it is important that we plant new trees to take the place of those when they blow down or when they're past their years. So I think the job that you have today is an important one, to get these trees started, and you can come back your whole lifetime and see how these new trees are doing. And I hope you come back often to take a look at them. And thank you for all of your work today. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. One other thing I'd like to mention, Bill said we're going to do some reforestation in this area over here. And one of our residents of Little Canada who lived here a long time, right over on Noel Drive, just a couple blocks to the east of here, Mrs. Leah Bricker, she passed away here a couple of years ago, but in her will she left us some money to do some work here in Spooner Park. So we're going to use some of that money that she left us to plant some trees here. We're going to put a bench here in her honor. We haven't quite figured out exactly the locations of everything yet, but we would like to thank the Leah Brecker Estate for that donation to the City Parks Department here. It's going to be well used and well needed. There's also 2 people that I did not recognize here yet that are probably the 2 most important people here. They're employees of the city. We've got Jessica Jago right down here with the camera. And then we've got Bill Dirks over here. those two are the ones you really want to, you know, be nice to, because they're going to be passing out the cookies and the lemonade when we get done here. With that, I think we're almost ready to move right into our songs. And if St. John's School is ready, maybe you want to start first, Becky?
In the woods there was a tree, the finest tree you ever did see. The tree was in the wood and the green leaves grew all around, and the green leaves grew all around. And on this tree there was a limb, the finest limb you ever did see. The limb was on the tree was in the wood, and the green leaves grew all around, and the green leaves grew all around. And on this limb there was a branch, the finest branch you ever did see. The branch was on the limb was on the tree was in the wood, and the green leaves grew all around, and the green leaves grew all around. And on this branch there was a nest, the finest nest you ever did see. The nest was on the branch was on the limb was on the tree was in the wood, and the green leaves grew all around, and the green leaves grew all around. And on this nest there was an egg, the finest egg you ever did see. The egg was in the nest was on the branch was on the limb was on the tree was in the wood, and the green leaves grew all around, and the green leaves grew all around. And on this egg there was a bird, the finest bird you ever did see. The bird was in the egg was in the nest was on the branch was on the limb was on the tree was in the wood, and the green leaves grew all around, and the green leaves grew all around. And on this bird there was a wing, the finest wing you ever did see. The wing was on the bird was in the egg was in the nest was on the branch was on the limb was on the tree was in the wood, and the green leaves grew all around, and the green leaves grew all around. And on this wing there was a feather, the finest feather you ever did see. The feather was on the wing was on the bird was on the egg was in the nest was on the branch was on the limb was on the tree was in the wood, and the green leaves grew all around, and the green leaves grew all around. The astro, how graceful, how plainly 'tis speaking, the heart with its playing has language for me. Whenever the light through its branches is breaking, a host of kind faces is gazing on me. The friends of my childhood again are before me. Each step wakes a memory as freely I roam. Good soft whispers laid in its wings rest alone. The astro alone is my home.
Okay, I think that pretty much concludes most of our formal presentation here. We're going to have the 4th grade classes from Little Canada School go over near their tree, and we'll have one of our maintenance people over by each tree to help you and stomp in the dirt a little bit, and hopefully everybody from the 4th grade will be able to get a little chance to shovel some dirt into that tree and be part of planting that. And the same thing with St. John's, the 3rd graders. You can, when you're done here, we can go right over by that tree, and we'll have somebody over there helping you plant that tree. And then as you get done planting the tree and things are all done, we can make our way back up to the park shelter